Hello and welcome to another video. I'm here to show you again my favorite children's books that enhance learning in early ages and in preschool ages. And this time I have another selection of books that I want to show you. So there are a few type of books over here, and I will start with the poetry. So one of my personal favorites, because it has very rich language and very funny ideas throughout, is You Can't Let an Elephant Drive a Digger. It is illustrated by David Tasman and it is edition of Bloomsbury. Bought in England, Bloomsbury Children's Books. It is a very funny design and funny situations when you learn about animals and what can go wrong, you know. So it is fantasy kind of situations. It is not realistic. It has rhymes. In example, never let a seal prepare you a meal. So the rhymes are very clean, very neat. The poetry has very strong rhythm, and it is not written as in verses, so I can't tell you more about what type of poetry is. You see, it is sprinkled all around, but once you read it, you immediately can pinpoint the rhythm and the rhymes, and you can explain easily all the language that there is in the song, in the verses, by the illustration. So it is brilliant. It is definitely brilliant. I recommend you this one, definitely. And another one, this is kind of kinky. It is a very fantastic kind of scenario, but it is very strong on rhymes, and it gives you the feeling, it inspires children to find a rhyme for every word, So after reading this book, you don't want to read it in bedtime, because after reading it, they will be inspired to just say words out loud and make sure that they are getting some rhymes at least on their own. So this is a book called Oi Dog, and it is obviously follow-up of Oi Frog, a similar book that we haven't read yet. It is Kes and Claire Gray and Jim Field signed for this book, and it's hodderchildrens.co.uk, where you can find it. I recommend this one. It is well illustrated. It's very neat and complex illustrations, and it is kind of philosophical. Once you get to the end, it gets kind of really philosophical, so you can discuss personal biases and personal interest over shared interests with your children if they are on an age, in an age where this kind of topics would sparkle their philosophical and critical thinking. Otherwise, it is so all the rhymes go and go and go, and the illustrations follow up with fantastic situations, and the rhymes are very in example, dogs sit on logs, flies sit on pies, and this is the whole text of the book, so it's rhymes only. It gives a very strong rhythm, and it is kind of not your regular book, not a typical book, but it's very valuable. These are the poetry books that I would recommend from everything we own. There are books that I don't like their illustrations or even the stories that much. There they are. These are Nosy Crow's book. And why they are in this video is because they come with a free Stories Aloud smartphone audiobook. So this is a perfect book for a situation where you don't want to let your children on the screen, but you do need some technology help to keep them entertained. So you give them this book, and what you need to do is just take your smartphone, scan this code inside the book, and it brings you to a website where you just need to press play, and the audio reading of the book gives your children instructions when to turn their page and so on, and then you just shut the screen and you leave the audio only of the book, so they don't get digging in your screen. Instead, they're following the story with a well read and read by a very pleasant voice. So there's the other one. You just scan the QR code and tap play, lock your screen, and leave your children like 10 or 15 minutes to ponder and enjoy the book. So it is fantastic. It is when you really need a break to do something, just don't and to not feel guilty by giving them a screen, and to not starting a never-ending want for a screen that day. Now let me introduce you to a few more books like this. This is the Princess Palace book. This one is here not because it is my favorite. Obviously it is about princesses and unicorns and parties, so it is one of my daughter's favorites. But I like this one because it came with a set of cardboard. I'm very sorry that this got played too much and torn apart, and I can't really show you the product of this, but it is like a set of cardboard in which you can make a palace and make the figurines of the characters of the book, and then they can play as they read the second or the third time or any time later on. But it is nice even without the toys that they are supposed to make by themselves. So yeah, and this is like a sturdy cardboard book, so I guess it's meant for younger children. Two very nice books. I think both are in rhyme, right? Yeah, both are rhyming books. And what is nice about this edition is that it has glitter on every page. So this kind of makes things more interesting, because aside of all the nice poetry and all the neat illustrations in the books, children can actually get another sense included, and this is by touching the illustration to find the glitter objects on every page. So one of them is called The Rhyming Rabbit, and it is literally about a rabbit who is into poetry, and this king takes him on an adventure in his life. And the other one is What the Ladybird Heard, and this is a story, actually a poetry told story, settled on a farm, and it includes all the farm animals. Oh, sorry. Sorry. It includes all the farm animals and all of their noises, and it is nicely done in terms of illustration, which is done by Lydia Monks. The author of the book is Julia Donaldson, and so are the authors of the other book, The Rhyming Rabbit, and it is edition of Macmillan. So yeah, I'm sure you can find it online. I recommend them both. These are books that your children may not endure the whole story, but you will read them over and over again. Another one, and this is back to younger children once we were at the glitter books. This is also a sensory book, so it's a touch and feel fairy tale fun. The subject is a fairy tale. It is about Goldilocks and the Three Bears, but it is a cardboard book for younger children, and it has, the story is well transferred. It is well written, not too long, not too boring, not too short, no missing bits of the story. But there are these bits of, you see, the tummy of the bear is of a fluffy material, and the hair of the girl is of a silk material, and then the roof of the house is of a cardboard material. So this is a huge fun, and again, it is a great topic because you get to indulge in the voices of the father bear, of the mother bear, of the child bear, and it is funny for younger children. Definitely keeps their attention. Another thing that is very interesting and involves other senses is sticker books. And this one I love in particular because it has like over 200 stickers, and it is the favorite subject of my daughter, and that's space. It is a US born book, and once we're there, I have some of their other books